Hello everyone. In this video, we'll discuss about rest parameters in function. So the rest parameter, it is also known as the spread parameter. Like in this video, I will explain how to store the multiple values in a single arguments using the rest parameter. So let me take one example like so. I'm just taking one JavaScript file like rest example dot js like that I'm taking. Okay, see, let me take one example, then we'll explain theory part also with some examples, then we can understand. Okay, let me take one example like function 1. So this is the function definition. So in the first video I already explained, right, like what is the function and what is the function definition and what is the function calling and all. Please gone through my videos from starting onwards, then you can understand. Okay, here I am passing this spread operator, which means rest parameter. So the rest parameter, it is also known as the spread parameter, and it can be represented with this dot operator. So you can represent 3 dots and give the parameter like arg1 like that I am taking here. So this is the not a normal parameter. So this is the spread parameter. Why? Because here I am mentioning the 3 dots, right? So it is the spread operator. Now I am consoling this arg1. So console dot log of arg1. Now this is the function definition, but you need to call this function, right? Then only this output will print. So here I'm calling this function 1 with empty arguments. So I did not pass any arguments while calling this function. So we'll see the output once. I'm just saving my file and just run the command like node rest ex.js. What happens here? I did not pass any value while calling the function. So in the arg1 there is no value, but I'm trying to print this arg1. So the default value of this spread parameter is empty array. Okay, rest ex.js. See, I am getting the output like empty array, which means the default value of this spread parameter is empty array. And next example like, so I am calling this function with some arguments like hi1 like that I am taking. Okay, see, I am just saving my file. We'll see the output once. See, I am getting the hi1 in array, which means it stored the arguments in an array using the spread operators. This hi1 while calling this function, so function 1 of hi1, so this hi1 is stored into arg1. So this arg1 is the spread operator, so it stored this hi1 in an array. That's why I am getting this hi1 in an array. Now one more example, I am passing the one more arguments like 2 more arguments. In the first arguments hi1 and the second arguments hi2 like that entity. We'll see the output. So you can store the multiple values in an array using the spread operator. So here I am passing the 2 arguments while calling this function, but in the function definition only one parameter is there, but these 2 values is stored into arg1. Why? Because this is not a normal parameter, this is a spread parameter. That's why it stored the multiple arguments in an array. So you can like we can store the here multiple arguments like 3, 4, 5. You can store the multiple values here. So hi3. See, we'll see the output. See, I am getting the hi1, hi2, hi3. So using the spread operator, you can store the more than one value in an argument. Okay. Now, I am taking one more example like function 1. So, here I am just passing the undefined comma null. So, in the array, I will get undefined and null. See, I am getting the undefined and null in an array. Okay, this is the spread operator or rest operator. Okay, the rest operator which can be used to store the more than one value in a single argument. So, it is represents with dots operator. Okay, let me take one more example. So, I am like taking one more file, rest ex2.js, like that I am taking. So, here I am taking one function. So, here function 1, like that I am taking. So, here I am passing the two parameters. So, the first parameter is normal parameter and then second parameter is spread parameter. Okay. So, the first one is normal parameter and second one is spread parameter. Now, I am consoling this normal parameter and this spread parameter. Okay, console.log arg1 comma arg2. Now, while calling the function, I did not pass any values here. See, I just save my file. So, we'll see the output. Node rest ex2.js. See the output, I am getting undefined and array. So why? Because here I did not pass any values. So in the arg1 no value is stored. So that's why I am getting undefined. Why? Because this is the normal parameter. But in the second parameter it is the spread operator. That's why the default value of this spread parameter is empty array. That's why I am getting this empty array. Now here I am passing the two arguments like, so in the first argument I am giving undefined. See, in the first argument is undefined, this undefined is stored into arg1. So the arg1 is undefined. But in the second argument I did not pass any value. So no value is stored into arg2. This arg2 is the spread operator. That's why the arg2 is undefined. I am getting. See the output one. See, undefined and empty array. Okay. Now I am taking one more example. Okay. Function 1. So here I am taking one hi1. So only one argument I am taking. See, this hi1 is stored into arg1. But in arg2 no value is stored. Why? Because here I did not pass the second argument. So in the arg1 I am getting, maybe I will get a hi1. But arg2 empty array. See, I am just saving my file. We'll see the output. See, hi1 and empty array I am getting. Now, I will take two arguments. Okay. Hi1, hi2, like that I am taking. So, the first argument is hi1. This is stored into arg1. So, this hi2 is stored into arg2. See, we'll see what happened. See, this hi1 is stored into arg1. I am getting the hi1 separately, but hi2 is stored into arg2. That's why I am getting this hi2 is an array. So why? Because it stored the arguments in an array, right? So that's why hi2 is stored in an array using this spread operator. So you can pass multiple values here. Okay, hi3. So the first one, only the first value is normal parameter, right? So that's why this high one is stored into argv1 and the remaining values are stored into this spread operator. So you can mention the number of arguments here. So rest of the first argument, the remaining arguments stored into this spread parameter. Okay, see the output. See, high one I'm getting separately. Why? Because argv1 it is the normal parameter, but high 2 and high 3 it is stored into spread operator. So that's why I'm getting these two values in an array. Okay. So let me take one more example. So one more example. So let me take one console just for understanding purpose, like okay, taking rest parameter as first. See, let me take one example function 2 like that I'm taking. Okay, see, I'm taking one spread parameter argv1 and the second parameter is normal parameter. See, I'm getting the error. A rest parameter must be last in a parameter list. Okay, this spread parameter, it should be last in the position of parameter, not in first. It will throw an error. So remember one thing, the occurrence of this rest parameter, it should be last. Okay, and I'm taking one more example. See, if you are trying to console this, let me console this argv1 and argv2. Console that log of argv1 comma argv2. Okay, let me call this function 2. I'm just saving my file. We'll see the rest parameter. See, I'm getting the error like the rest parameter must be last normal parameter, which means the occurrence of this rest parameter, it should be last. Okay, now I'm taking one more example. So the first one is normal parameter, so the rest parameter, it should be last, right? So that's why I'm taking the spread parameter or rest parameter, it should be last. Okay, I'm taking one more arg1. Okay, AG1, anything you can take. Now this is correct, okay, but I am taking one more spread parameter. Okay, AG4 like that I am taking. Okay, see, now also definitely you get error. Why? Because you can take only one spread parameter per a function, not two spread parameters. See, the rest parameter must be last formal parameter. It should be last, but you can take only one spread parameter for a function. Don't take multiple spread parameter. Okay. So remember one thing. So it can be used to store the multiple values in an arguments in an array. Okay. The rest parameter is represents with 3 dots operator. So it is also called as like rest parameter is it is also called as spread parameter. Okay. We can have only one rest parameter for a function. So the occurrence of this spread parameter, it should be last. Okay. Now the default value of, so you did not pass, if you not pass any arguments while calling the function, so the default value of this spread parameter, it is an empty array. Okay, in the next video I will explain default parameters in function and we'll discuss some examples about default parameters in function. We'll meet you in next session. Thank you friends. Bye bye.